So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Early today we got a teaser for the new treasure map units. One of them was Kiku and Izo, and many were already speculating then that this might be a legend, but obviously there were some skepticism about this due to the fact that we've never got a limited legend for any of the game modes 3 months in a row. We've had 2 months for every single mode. We've had 2 months in a row for Kisno Legends. This was when we got Capone Crew and then Sabo and Ace the month after. Then it was for PvP when we first got, or when JP got V2 Kizaru, and the month after they got Kuma. And then more recently we've had with Treasure Map. First we got Koala Legend into Croc Legend, and more recently Bonclay into Carrot and Wanda. And of course now it seems to be Bonclay into Carrot and Wanda into Kiku and Izo. And the reason we can be fairly certain that this is a legend is that because we did get the data mine today. Not the download, so we haven't got the info yet, but in the data mine we could see that Kiku and Izo has a 5-star and a 6-star unit, and that basically guarantees a legend. My early reaction to this legend is that I am actually absolutely disgusted that they are a fake duo unit. I've never been a fan of them, but at least they didn't do it for legends. Now they did it for a legend, and I'm just so disappointed. That's just so dumb. Like, I'd been fine if it was like a Kiku legend, for example, and it was exact same unit, but splashing Izo into it, it should have been a duo unit, and you can't change my mind on this, but I'll talk more about that tomorrow. Today, we're going to talk about why TM legends are so common, and why that is a good thing, because I've seen a lot of people very, very skeptical about this, being like, why another treasure map unit that's so dumb, and so on, and I do not understand, because in my opinion, these TM legends are the objectively best limited legends, and I'll talk about that later, but first, we'll talk about why treasure map legends are so common. And the first reason is the release timing. So, in modern One Piece Treasure Cruise, we get legend batches 2 times per month. First, we have the monthly batch, which is basically always at the end of the month. And then later, we get a limited legend for one of the game modes that can be PvP, Treasure Map, or Kizuna. So 2 legend batches per month. And the reason why Treasure Map is the best for releasing a second legend is the fact that between the monthly batch to PvP, it's around 1 week. Between monthly batch to Treasure Map, it's around 2 weeks. And between monthly batch to Kizuna, it's around 3 weeks. So this means if we get a Treasure Map legend, we get a new legend every 2 weeks. And that's a pretty good momentum, and it's super consistent as well. Like, the Sugos are on a very consistent schedule nowadays. So like, if we get a PvP legend, we get a new legend 1 week after the new batch. And if we get a Kizuna legend, we get a new legend 1 week before the next batch. And neither of these are particularly optimal. Like, they are doable, but obviously having good pacing just makes a lot of sense. So that's one of the reasons I think Treasure Map Legends will continue to be pretty popular as they are now. The second reason is the continuation of the monthly theme. So yeah, sometimes when Bandai does a theme for the month, there is more material they can do after the monthly batch. And basically, what Treasure Map can continue on this. Like, PvP doesn't do that. PvP does its own thing, and I love it most of the time. I'll probably make a video later about how they can make PvP better with its themes, but I'm a pretty big fan anyway. So the next big batch that they can connect to the current theme of the month is Treasure Map. So in a lot of cases, Treasure Map just continues the monthly event. I'm not mentioning Kizuna here, but usually when we get to the Kizuna, there's not really anything more they can do, so Kizuna ends up being pretty random. And one of the reasons why it's so hard to predict the Kizuna legend, like a few Treasure Map legends have been possible to predict, but like Kizuna legend, you just can't predict it. You get what you get, whatever they decide to do. So yeah, just some examples for themes that continue in Treasure Map. We have the 2 recent months, for example, like for the Sulong batch, we continued it in Treasure Map with Carrot and Wanda, and now for Scabbers this month, we continue it with the Kiku and Izo legend. And yeah, like when they make new batches, like often there is obviously more materials for legends, but they only do 2 legends per legend batch, unless it's like Yay Piano or something. So it makes a lot of sense to like get to Treasure Map, make another legend. The legend makes perfect sense to everybody. The final reason, which will be a bit speculative, is the success of Treasure Map Sugos, and this is one thing I think some people will refuse to accept, but we have to remember that like Treasure Map has improved. I know some people say that Treasure Map is the same and just gets worse, but Treasure Map keeps getting improved quite a bit. But I will admit that fundamentally Treasure Map is the same now as it's been since it started. And one will think that with the heavy criticism from many parts of the community, they do measures to change this, to make people more happy. But since they aren't doing it, one will think that there's a reason for that. And one obvious reason, considering this is a gacha game and Banner wants to make money, is that Treasure Map Sugos are doing well. You can probably assume that it's the best performing Sugo outside of the monthly batch every month. So why touch something that works? And since we're getting more Treasure Map Legends now, we can just assume that Treasure Map Legends have worked out very well for Bandai. They are happy to do more, and similarly we can presume that PvP Sugos hasn't done that good with Legends, which is why we've not seen barely any PvP Legends. Like, obviously this is just speculation, but I feel pretty strongly about this personally. And one thing to remember as well is that pulling the Treasure Map Legend is super rewarding, since they are basically a high point permanent booster, and a lot of them are very useful in every future Treasure Map. So that would really entice people, and of course you have the fact that by getting the new units, you do less runs in Treasure Maps and all of that. So I can see where Treasure Map is doing well. Obviously it's not performing anything close to like a big celebration or such, but you have to remember that Treasure Map, Sugofest aren't competing with the bigger ones. It's competing with like PvP Sugos and Kizuna Sugos. So, let's get a bit positive. Why is the good thing that we keep getting Treasure Map Legends? Personally, I'm super excited by this. We're annoyed that it's a fake duo legend, but I'm super happy that this is a new Treasure Map Legend. And the main thing to me is that Treasure Map Legend batches, they are permanent. They will rerun every single Treasure Map Sugofest. There's no rush to get them now. Like, I will do some pulls, I will get at least one of the boosters, but I feel no rush to have to get all of them. And if RNG does screw me, I'm not screwed. I have the next month, I have the month after, and I will often pull on Treasure Map Sugos, so I will get the units eventually. And another good thing if we talk about playing Treasure Map is the fact that you do want to run a Treasure Map booster as friend captain due to the very much higher points. And in that case, of course, you want a new legend, which is probably at least 5 times attack captain over a normal batch Treasure Map with no legends, and the highest booster is like 1.5 times attack. So yeah, that's a no-brainer. And not just that, like if there's a legend, more people pull, more people have the unit, it's just easier to run a captain. And like if we say in a normal batch and people pull a booster and it's a like 1.5 attack booster, it's not like they put that booster as captain and run it. So it's still harder to find it, even if people use it as friend captain on some teams. So I'm just positive about this. If I could decide, we'd have a treasure map legend every month, which we get to with this. Will treasure map legends become monthly? And this is just speculation. But this might be a bit of a hopium, but maybe. Like, we got 3 in a row now. We've never got 3 in a row before. And if we look at the past, 7 months, I think, we got 5 treasure map legends, I think. I might be incorrect there, but she'll be pretty close to that. So there's obviously a bias towards treasure map legends in the game right now. So the speculation then is like, why would they do this? And then we go back to the reasons we have for doing more treasure map legends. It spaces the Sugos very good. It lets them continue the theme of the month in a logical way. And yeah, they are probably the best selling Sugos outside of the hype Sugos, outside of the monthly batches. And like, that doesn't mean they can't do PvP or Keystone Legends. Like, if they decide that, okay, we make the change that every month we have a treasure map legend, they can just decide, okay, every month we have a monthly batch and a monthly treasure map legend. Maybe we can sometimes do a PvP legend. Sometimes we can do a Keystone Legend as well. And suddenly sometimes we have 4 legends per month. But we have a minimum of 3. So it will be a change for sure. But relatively small at least. And it's like a natural evolution of what they're doing now with the legend releases. But as said, speculation, for now we have a hard rule of 1 limited legend per month. This has held true for a year now. They never had less than 1 legend per month, limited legend per month. I've never had more than 1 limited legend per month. I'm not counting Super Sugos here, of course. I'm counting the limited mode legends. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful. We should get the download for the treasure map re-recruits tomorrow. So I will probably do a video for that. We'll see when I find a time, if I do it when I wake up, or if I wait until after work and such. Like, there's other stuff to cover tomorrow too, like we get the Lin event on Global, which we can get some gems from, and some bounties. I might do a team for that as well. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.